Alright, welcome guys. Gladiator 2, the first reactions are online to Ridley Scott's sequel to a movie which a lot of people thought, hey, why are you doing a sequel to that movie? I thought we'd take a look, see what you guys think. First and foremost, are you interested in this movie or not? Yes or no? Let me know down below. It is important to note, the rumour for this film is it had a $320 million budget. Which is obviously pretty excessive. Now that's of course because they had numerous delays and there were some strikes that were happening and things like this. There was also some pretty major injuries on set as well. It's been a bit of a shit show actually. So yeah, this movie does need to make a lot of money to get anywhere near breaking even. You know, about over $600 million, quite frankly. The first one didn't do anywhere close to that on the big screen. So, yeah, interesting to see. But let's take a look at what these first reactions are. Okay, so the first reactions are anything to go by. People say, yes, you're going to be entertained. You're going to have a good time. So the world premiere of Ridley Scott's Sword and Sandals sequel was held in LA last night. And the response from critics in attendance has been mostly very positive. But they are saying, just as an FYI, because we'll take a look at them, but just as a quick just like an overview, is that a lot of people just say, switch your brain off and enjoy it. It's the spectacle, actually, not the story. Which, okay, that's fine. I mean, I thought the first one was actually a really good story, though. So, I'd like that to come back with anything else, but alright. So, while quite a few posts mention that the movie doesn't reach the heights of its iconic predecessor, always a tall task, Gladiator 2 is being hailed as a return to form for Ridley Scott. So that's good. You know, Ridley Scott can make really good films. No matter what you think of him, and I've been very critical of him, his movies look beautiful. So at least this is a return to form, which is good. And to say that it doesn't reach the heights of the original, it was never going to anyway. Most sequels, when they're compared to the original, they never really stand up. So Paul Mescal is receiving praise for his lead performance, although it sounds like Denzel Washington apparently could be in the runner for an Oscar, is what most people are saying. So let's take a look, right? Griffin Schiller, fantastic name as a critic, says Ridley Scott returns to the Colosseum to prove to the world that he's still got it. Absolutely buzzing after Gladiator 2, an epic Shakespearean tale of hope. It shouldn't be Shakespearean. Shakespearean tale of hope, futility and power. Within a crumbling system, Denzel feasts in a show-stopping Machiavellian performance. What a picture. Wrong time period to be Shakespearean, but alright. Gladiator 2 is a tale of vengeance versus honour. Everyone absolutely brings their all in an epic sequel of man's duplicity that takes it all to another level while paying homage to its predecessor. I mean, there are direct lines, so... you know, homage, rip-off, could be argued. So massively lived in, emotional and textured, Ridley Scott has so much to give. Good. Welcome back to the effing movies. That sums up Gladiator 2. Ridley Scott's best directorial effort since Black Hawk Down. I found Paul Mescal work as Lucius to be one of the film's most honest surprises. We'll just click on this and look at it a little bit more. Because he also says that this is Denzel Washington having the time of his life in one of his most killer roles yet. A third Oscar could very well come his way. Sound, visuals, costumes, you name it. This movie's got it. Another blockbuster the Academy can most definitely embrace. Let's effing go. The costumes I actually find really hard to believe because when I look, even just looking at these pictures, they're not really dirty. The costumes should be dirty, so I don't know. I thought, sure, I don't know. They just don't look very lived in, if you ask me. But whatever. Anyway, a little bit more here. Gladiator 2 is the perfect continuation. Oh God. Of the original and an epic story in its own right. A fantastic cast, but Pedro Pascal, Denzel Washington, and Paul Mescal transcendent. You know, that's a shame, actually. Just, sorry, because no one said anything yet about the Emperor. One of them is played by one of the individuals from Stranger Things. I forget his bloody name. Played that Eddie guy in Stranger Things. So that's a shame, actually, because you'd think someone would mention him. But okay, never mind. Countless intense blood-soaked fight sequences. Gladiator movie demands to be seen on the big screen. Gladiator 2 is Ridley Scott's best film since The Martian. Alright then. Here it is. Since The Martian, a big, bloody and badass action spectacle that builds upon the legacy of the original. The film showcases beautiful set pieces, a lot of epic battles. Paul Mescal shines. Denzel Washington chews up the scenery quite a bit here and looks like he's having the time of his life. Yeah. I mean, even in the trailers, he looks like he's having fun. Gladiator 2 is a true epic and Ridley Scott's best in years. Paul Mescal is a great action star without sacrificing his indie grit. A worthy heir to the throne. Denzel Washington eats every line and costume without ever overplaying. I've got one here as well. Everyone just loves it, to be honest. So lots to enjoy about the scale of Gladiator 2. It delivers grand, violent spectacle, commenting on those acts in the process. Like the first, it's stronger as a crowd-pleasing blockbuster than a story one. Really needs to take seriously. That said, Denzel was coming for the Oscars. So this is the one I saw online. Gladiator 2 was massive. Paul Mescal was charismatic, and Denzel Washington was such an entertaining villain. Oh, well, that's a bit of a spoiler, isn't it? That Denzel Washington's a villain. He never struck me as a villain from the trailers, but he just owned Paul Mescal. It's not really a villainous role, is it? Anyway, the arena games were imaginatively brutal. Baboons, sharks, rhinos. They were freaking insane, epic and ruthless. Ridley Scott has done it again. I mean, they did actually... So, the Colosseum filling with water, that was a thing that actually happened. That did actually happen. Yeah. So, I don't know if they did do sharks, though. But maybe they did. Other animals, they definitely did do. So, not really imaginative. They legitimately did that. It's more historical. Anyway, so Gladiator 2 is indeed the real deal. An epic sequel worthy of its Oscar-winning predecessor. Great action, amazing visual effects. Stellar performances across the board, especially Paul Mescal and Denzel Washington. A return to form for director Ridley Scott. I was entertained. Rest easy, Romans. Gladiator 2 is the kind of large-scale filmmaking excellence only Ridley Scott could corral. Everything about it just works. Big maverick vibes in its ability to conjure the past whilst adding something new, bold, muscular filmmaking from a legendary talent. Basically, people really love it, as you can obviously tell. Now, this... Look, okay... It could be that, obviously, they got studio notes. Or it could just be that they loved it. But it is important to note that the studio would probably be concerned from the response to the original trailer. And also the budget as well. So, you know, could they have got studio notes? Yeah, like, of course. Is it really positive, though? Yeah, like, of course. I guess they're singing its praises. It could be really good. I mean, Ridley Scott, it's not like he doesn't make good films. He does make good films. You know, they are just unfortunately few and far between. Hopefully this is a good one. It'd be good to have a good fun film to watch. So there you go. First reviews. What do you think? Let me know down below. Cheers guys. Take care. Bye bye now.